It says live.
Yay! It looks like we're live. Yay! Yes, okay, so I've got the little live button up on the top. I'm going to go in to have a look at the actual video itself.
The chat is not coming on for me though, so do I need to go anywhere?
Ah. No, you can't do that. Okay. I have chat. Okay, I can see a chat here, but I can't actually see myself broadcasting if I look at it this way. So that's odd. Live chat. Maybe I'll just go into my channel. I'll just go into my channel and see if I can do it that way.
See if it works this way. But
My channel, let's have a look. I'll just have a really quick fiddle around. It's not coming up. Why aren't you coming up? Subscriptions.
yeah, my chat's not coming up either.
Your chat's not coming up either? Okay. Well, let's see if I can make an arrangement here. I've got this. Sorry, guys, if you're watching, just let me have a quick fiddle around to make sure that I can actively engage with each and every one of you. This is always the way, isn't it? It is always the way. Why can't things just be simple? Just simple. Come on, gods. Alrighty. So I'm just going into live streaming now. I've got events. All right. Events, please. Yes. Artist process. What is this live control room?
I found it.
You found what?
The group chat. I think.
Where did you find it?
There's a little list on the left-hand side, a little, almost like a little blurb, blue blurb.
A blue blurb? I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
Okay, so you go to your left side in Google.
Yeah.
And it's coming up. There's like a little icon, like a little.
Oh, no. You know what that is? That is for you and me. Oh. That is a behind the scenes chat. That is a behind the scenes chat.
Okay. Well, then ignore me.
All right.
And here I was thinking I found something.
I did this. Oh, okay. See, I'm echoing now. All right. I can minimize. Okay, I can do this. Hang on. Let me just fiddle around. I'm just going to move it to a different side of my screen, and then I can see chat. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we've got a few. We've got a few people. We've got 16 viewers.
Okay, hi.
Hello to 16. So because it's 16, we can say hello to them. So hello, Jessica House Smith, Lisa Dom, Norse Soren, Rosemary Alejandra Lira, Esa Diabla, Lisa Dom again, Donna Nixon. Yay! So hello, everyone.
I
just
think
going
I
to type in a quick hello. Yay. Alrighty, so let's hook in and get started. I'm going to try and moderate the comments as best I can, but of course we are also working as we go, and so sometimes my focus will drift from there to Anna, to the process, and we are doing something so exciting. So before I get carried away with the explanation of everything, I would like to introduce to you my beautiful friend and artist, Ana Tourian. Anna, would you like to say hello to everyone and just introduce yourself and tell them how amazing you are? And
okay. All right. So hi, everybody. My name is Ana Tourian, and I am an artist. I'm an illustrator, and I've actually, let's see, I'm pagan, I'm Wiccan, and I'm also the creator of a couple of decks that you might know. So let's see, Hidden Waters Tarot, Claire de Lune, Lenormand, and Oracle of Echoes that just came out. So yeah, and I'm working with Avalon now, so yay!
That's exciting. That's the most exciting part. Hang on, I'm looking around for the decks. Hang on. Okay, so these are Anna's decks. So this is the Claire de Lune. This is the Oracle of Echoes. And this is the Hidden Waters. So she has made 3 really great decks that I happen to love and adore. And she is working on another deck, aside from the one that we're working on.
Yes, I'm a busy bee.
So, folks, we are today planning on, in front of your very eyes, creating one of the cards from my tarot deck. Now, I would like to tell you a little bit about my tarot deck without giving too much away, because I feel that the more closely I hold this project to my heart, the more in control of that project I personally feel. And so I'm going to share with you those little bits and pieces that are relevant to our process right now, and introduce you to the name of my tarot deck and a little tiny bit of the concept behind the tarot deck. And then what Anna and I are going to do is we're going to design today the Emperor card in my tarot deck. So
you guys will get to see our little process here. So it might be so exciting because we can go off.
So. We do get very carried away. We get carried away backwards and forwards because we're building an idea. We're actively building an idea. Hello, Jessica B. And there's a back and forwards, you know, the descriptions of the eyes, the description of the hair, the description of the features. Are they wrinkled? Are they smooth? What ethnicity are we talking about? So every tiny little bit of detail goes backwards and forwards between the both of us until we have that image, that solid image of what needs to be created. And then the lovely witch and illustrator Anna takes her magical pen, her intuitive hand, and she goes ballistic on paper. So
yes, I'll try and draw legibly so everybody can kind of, we start from sketches and then you know, we refine the sketches and then we draw them out. So it's a whole little system. Did you want me to show them the previous cards, or?
Yeah. I'll introduce a little bit about the deck, and then maybe you can show some of the previous cards, because I have shown 2 of the cards out of the 3 that have been created already, and I did that through one of my January tarot challenges. So some of you who have joined in on that Instagram challenge will have already seen these cards, but there is one that you will not have seen. And so I'm going to tell you a bit about the tarot deck. So I decided that I wanted to do a tarot deck years and years and years ago, but it was more about cementing the idea. I just knew that I had to, at one point or another, create my own deck. And when I put the call out, one Imolk, I put a really wide call out on YouTube looking for an artist and asking artists how I should go about approaching them, etc., etc. Anyways, as is always the case, the gods were on my side, because Anna came into my life by way of a reading, and
it was an amazing reading.
Thank you. And I discovered her as an artist as well, and I just couldn't think of anyone better. Our energies seemed to mesh really well, and she had that witch vision. I have that witch vision. We were both very much on the same page as far as our ability to convey information backwards and forwards. There's no difficulty in trying to relay an idea between us. It's a very fluid backwards and forwards thing. And Anna has such tremendous experience and amazing ways of perceiving art. And it helps me, who is a non-artist or a beginner artist, to, you know, to try and diversify my my perspectives. And it creates such a bolder image as a result of that. So I'm so excited. So I wanted to talk to you about the name of my tarot deck. And the name of my tarot deck, I guess the glory and the credit must go to my beautiful Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And as I was studying my Bardic grade, I was in a little room at the time, my magic room in my old house, and I was there with two of my coven sisters, and we were reading a passage from one of the Guersas, and a phrase within that passage said Bonestone and Earthflesh. And when I read it, I got chills from my head to my toe. And I said to my two coven sisters at that time, I'm like, my God, Bonestone and Earthflesh, that is going to be the name of my tarot deck. Now, that was some time ago. And when I decided to get together with Ana to do a tarot deck, I was like, I need a name. I need a name. And Ana was sitting with me on Facebook, and we were just like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it took me a while. And it was only in a meditation that I actively remembered. I'm like, oh, my name's already been picked out for me. Like, and I recalled that time, that place, that moment. And I went, this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. So that is the name of my tarot deck, the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. And the energy behind this deck is the primeval. It is the ancient world. It is where old magic and old lore and forest lore and tribal lore and just so much old world wisdom and charm and veracity. That's exactly where I wanted to be. And I wanted to go cross-cultural with this. I'm not, pinning this to any particular geographical area. I am going cross-culturally. I'm pulling power faces and ethnicities and symbols from every part of the world I can possibly think of. The Queen of Wands in my tarot deck has African and Adinkra symbols in them. There are runes in some, and and who knows where else I'm going to be pulling from. But I wanted to go global for this. I wanted it to be so unbelievably natural. I wanted it to be like ancient tree roots that interconnect with every single living organism on the planet, and they create a beautiful and phenomenal whole as a result of that. So it's just so emotional. So with that said, we have 3 cards, and Ana has sketched out and added color to all 3 images. So I'm going to leave it over to Ana right now, and she's going to show you, she's going to explain to you her intuitive process and just wow you basically, and me at the same time. Wow, wow, wow.
Well, okay, I'm not going to take all the credit for it because Avalon and I, we found quite an interesting little system since we're so far away, right? She's in Australia and I'm in the US. Sometimes it's kind of hard to, find the time to discuss things. So Avalon has made these awesome sound bites, like almost like a guided meditation. So she's also provided those, and it actually can put me in the mental space that I need to be in order to kind of experience the card the way she's seeing it. Because, I have my own views, but this is her deck. So she needs to kind of, put me into the same wavelength that she's in. So that actually has been very helpful because it's literally just like a guided meditation. That's the way I can explain it. So
yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so those have been good. I'm going to show you a little bit of the process of the cards. So we do this, what we're doing right now, right? We're talking about a card, and then what happens is I will do a short sketch, a loose sketch, and then I go back and I will do a pencil sketch. So can you guys see this? Avalon, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So I will do a sketch like this. It's a pencil sketch. And I think it's flipped. It might be flipped the way the
No,
camera.
I can see it perfectly. No, I can see it fine.
So I'll do the sketch, and then I'll send this to her, and then she will, as long as it's in this format, I can make a lot of changes in the pencil format. So we go back and forth, like she wanted for this one, we went back and forth. She wanted a sword, and then we included the symbols at the top. Let me see if you can see it, but symbols here at the top. And then once this is done, I will do like a pen and ink. And then the pen and ink kind of looks like, let me see if I have a pen and ink here. Don't have the pen and ink, but I do have the actual original one. So then it'll look like this in the end. So this is the actual card. So, you know, we put watercolor over it, and okay, don't pass out.
So beautiful. I just love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. That's the 8 of swords, guys.
Yeah. So this is the actual 8 of swords. I'm gonna try and swap my camera here so I can actually see what you guys are seeing. Lighting is a little off, but anyway, you get the idea. So they're pretty big illustrations. So then I'll do this, and then once this is done, I have to scan it, the image, and then put it in a template for a tarot template. Then we put the type at the bottom. So we've done this one. We've done, I believe you showed the Hierophant.
Yes, the Hierophant was our first one because we needed to start with a card, and I thought, I know I have to start with my favorite card. And so I started with the Hierophant, and I had such, like, being that I'm so pained about Hierophant cards across the board, I had such a specific idea of what I wanted. So when I went to Ana, I had the meditation, I had that path working, I had the face, I had the gnarled features, I had everything that I wanted. And then I gave it to Ana, and she added even more depth and more dimension with her creative ideas and her shifts and perspectives here and there. So
that's the whole process. Actually, it's the ink part. It's the ink. So that's the Hierophant in ink, right?
Oh my God, it's too much. I could pass out.
I don't know what I did with the pencil sketch of it. And then this is the Hierophant in color. So that's the Hierophant. And we have another one. Should I show the third one?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the one that I haven't showed anyone just yet.
All right. So this is the well, I have actually. We went back and forth a couple of times with different close-ups of it. So remember, we did this one. We wanted a close-up image.
Yep.
Right. So this is the pencil sketch, and then we decided that we wanted to see it. Actually, she decided. She decided that she wanted to see it a little further away. So this is the pen and ink. It's actually a printout of it. So it's a pen and ink sketch of how it kind of looked. And then this is the card.
Oh, it's just so, when you're holding the big picture like that, it's so impressive. It's so impressive.
You want to shuffle this? I'll give you the artwork. You can just like try and shuffle it.
It's red hot guy. The shuffle.
It'll be the biggest reading in your life.
Oh my gosh. A 3-card reading will take on a whole different dimension. So that is our beautiful. Those are the 3 cards we have.
And we also have a back cover.
I beg your pardon?
We have the back of the cards too.
Oh, yes, we do. Yep. If you can show the backing, please.
Okay, this is the backing of the card. So we have a little, I can't trace it, little infinity symbol there, and the leaves. And here, I'll show, because I have one more thing. Remember we did one Hierophant, and then we went in a close-up shot, right?
Yep.
Okay, this is the original Hierophant.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god!
You can like where you see the forest and stuff. So that's what we have so far. So today we're going to be kind of going through the process of sketching out and fleshing out the Emperor.
Yes. So we will be designing the Emperor card today. The Emperor.
Right. So there's other ways that illustrators work. But this is just how we've decided to work, since we can't meet face to face.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So,
to keep you up to speed, we have created the Hierophant card, we have created the 8 of Swords, and we have created the Queen of Wands. So the beautiful woman, the beautiful African woman with the fierce-looking tiger. That is the Queen of Wands. And I've got to tell you that some of the inspiration for that card was born out of I want to use this word carefully. I want to say the word hate, but I don't mean it hatefully. Of the Queen of Wands in the Fountain Tarot, which I thought was so weird.
You didn't tell me that.
So I wanted her to have so much strength, and I wanted her to be proud and poised. And I left it up to that beautiful tiger to create that ferocious energy, and to have her just simply holding on to that cord and just looking up, and the proud landscape behind her and her body language. I wanted to be a rising African queen, basically, of the African plains. And I just, every time I think about it, it just makes me feel extremely happy. All right, so that is what we have created.
Out the emperor,
We're going
traditional emperor card, just so like we're all on the same page. There it is.
Yep. There's a traditional emperor.
So it's you go. What do you see?
All right.
So
All right, let me just take a deep one. Donna Nixon, there is no Kickstarter for this yet. I'm going to just be doing Etsy pre-sales, probably about 300 decks on Etsy pre-sale, and when the pre-sales go through, that's how I'm going to raise my money to pay both the printer and my beautiful artist. So the quicker they go, the quicker I can actually produce the deck. So there was a lot of trouble. I had a lot of trouble trying to get a Kickstarter up and going, mostly because of the restrictions that they placed here in Australia, and also the way that I wanted to set up all of my exchanges of funds backwards and forwards between printer and artist. So it was just out of the question for me. So I'm doing Etsy pre-sales. So when they're ready to be on pre-sale, when we've got enough images, we're just going to do it that way. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through, Anna, before we start, and just answer some questions if there are any there. Wow, there's a lot. Guys, thanks for the love. There's a lot here. Lefevre, yes, it is. Yes, holy fucking shit. Yes, that's right. We got
I can see the chat now. Okay, I went into the Google chat. Okay, I see now.
Backing, stop it, you guys are killing me. You're incredible. Oh, look, Tarot Alchemist thinks, Anna, that you are incredible. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm going to start blushing here, guys.
Can you bring out the Divine Father and the Emperor? The Divine Father. No, I don't think I can, because when I see the Emperor, it's very specific. And the Emperor is, to me, both masculine and feminine. And I think that one can embody the power and the passion and the ferocity of an emperor and be man or woman. So it needs to be, to me, it needs to be free of that concept of man and woman. So I want something that incorporates both. Thanks, Avalon. Quick response. Heading to Etsy now to bookmark. I haven't put it up there yet. It's not up there yet. We need a few more images in order to put it up for pre-sale, and I've got to figure out exactly what's going on with my printer. So I have found a printer. I have got a quote for my printer. They told me at the end of last year that they would be increasing their costs incrementally. So I need to get back there and make sure that increase in cost hasn't gone exponential, if you know what I mean. So sagely, yes, I will do pre-orders. I don't know how much the deck will be just yet, Alejandra, mostly because I don't know exactly what that final cost of the printer will be, and shipping, of course, has got to be factored in there. So it's a lot to think about logistically speaking, and I'm trying to create the fairest price that I possibly can, understanding that people from all over the world might want to access this, you will definitely want to access this. So I have love specific for the cards. Sorry, I couldn't find you. Okay, right. So I think I'm relatively caught up. I'm going to try and keep up with some of the comments. Right. So okay. Anna.
Yes. So
let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Got my paper here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so do you have a set idea of how you see the Emperor?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So
So if you guys, you can join in on me if you like. Everybody, you might relax your gaze, you might close your eyes, whatever it is that you like. I'm about to paint you a picture, as I would with one of my sound bites with Anna. So trying not to be distracted by the sound of the TV in the background with my son. Okay, let's all take a deep one. Okay. The backdrop is a red, a monochromatic red, and there is hints of extreme darkness, but movement in the sky around. It's like a living, breathing thing. There is a landscape, a raised landscape, a mound, not a mountain, but just a mound, a raised landscape. And atop of that peak stands a sovereign being. Like Boudica on the mound, like the victorious king returning from battle, having restored social order with an iron fist. She has a controlling aura. And the fierceness is in the gaze, in the I have already conquered, or I am returning from conquering. And so the expression has to be arrogance, it has to be smug, it has to be earned. It is exactly how an emperor should look. She should look regal and forthright and sure, 150% sure of themselves. And so the dichotomy of man and woman needs to be there. I would like this emperor to be more feminine in her statuesque, and for the reflection, for the shadow to be masculine. I would like this emperor to be in battle garb similar to that of Boudica on the mound. Definite weaponry in hand. The weapon, however, is not as important. Club or sword, even bow and arrow, I'm not that concerned. But the detail and the muscular structure, and most specifically the helmet with the horns, this has to capture extreme Aryan energy, the energy of leadership, the horns of wisdom, the wild and the primal, and that natural restorative social order that a leader or a wild hunter naturally has in their ethereal being. And so a shield, definitely, whether it be in front or behind. A club, a really good spiky club, or a really great broadsword.
what about an axe?
Yes, an axe. An axe. Fucking axe. Put the axe in there. An axe and a knife held in striking mode. For those who've done knife fighting, you know what I mean? The knife blade pointed upwards for the quick strike.
Okay.
The eyes, they have to be large. They have to have extreme expression. So if this be a more close-up image,
I was going to say, yeah, if you have it, okay, so if you want to see the mountaintop and the actual setting, like the full-blown setting, then you have to have like a distance shot. If you want to see more of the expression and the gesture, I guess the striking gesture, the energy that comes off, then a more, I guess, close-up shot, maybe even like a half torso.
Half torso, yeah, because I do want to capture the gesture. She can't just be standing there. Like, that's not exactly what an emperor does.
Yes.
This has to involve action and movement, and it has to look like this emperor means business. Like, he's a boss. He's not just standing there, arms by the side or even arms raised to the side, you know, owning his space. He's working to own his space, and so capturing that that movement is.
Do you want to give the impression like she's looking, or she's looking over what has been conquered, like that satisfaction, that sense of accomplishment? Do you want to convey that, or are you looking to convey more of the I guess like he's getting ready to go for it, you know?
I want I want the eyes to look like dominating, like they are about to dominate, like they are about to clash in war, and that being has to be so ferocious, as like the eyes almost have to contain a type of bloodlust and that hunger in the face, but that certainty at the same time, because despite the fact that she is getting ready for war, they already know that they have won. Like they are already a conqueror. So they're coming from conquering to conquering, and there's no in between there.
Okay. So it should convey power and authority, but do you want to convey protection also? Because the Emperor, I mean, this is my take on the Emperor. He's the complement to the Empress. So I guess so. He's the masculine principle, whether it's masculine energy or a male, but it's the masculine energy that we're trying to convey. He's also traditionally more of a stable protector kind of person, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to stay away from the idea of protection? Because protection has benevolence in it, right? You get that somebody protects you, you kind of, if you're going for more of a bloodlust hunger thing, it's a lot of force. So we're
That's
tapping
exactly
into
what I want.
the quality of the card, right?
That's exactly right. Because I'm going primal, because my theme is primal.
Yes.
The concept of benevolence is much more modern day with the Emperor, whereas you strip away 100 years from this, the Emperor can sometimes be associated to the judge or the lawyer, the law maker and keeper. Because of that keeping of social order, he could be a policeman. He has a modern day authority these days. But strip away this era, this modern day era, and take it all the way back. The Emperor with those leaders in warfare from every culture, and they were out there, they were conquering. They were the Vikings, they were the Romans, they were the Greeks, they were the Celtics, and they were the chieftains of those particular groups. So each and every time they set out to conquer, they were in fact protecting what was rightfully theirs, and they were also gaining ground and expanding that that reach and that reign. So that's more the energy that I want. I want that for the ferocity of the conqueror, and the law keeper and the wild hunter and all of that energy. So it has to be very up close. And I don't think benevolence is going to be a part of this one, mostly because of the primal nature of the deck.
Do you want to, by the way that we can position her, we can make her look like she's also in touch with, grounded in the sense, like strong and grounded to the earth? Is that something that you can maybe convey with gesture also? Because there's a couple ways that we can do that. But you're seeing also like an armor, right? We're going for like this armor look as opposed to the more I guess what we had, the Eight of Wands, like how she was dressed. So we're moving away from that.
We're moving away from that. Yeah.
Okay.
The Eight of Wands was very Lady of the Lake, in her beautiful attire, and the Hierophant was very woman of the forest, very Pachamama in her own way, wise crone. And then of course the furs and that more tribal couture, if you could call it that, was very bold savannah type. For the wands, for the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So this one has to be something entirely different as well. Eventually we're going to get overlap because you can only have so many outfits, yeah?
We can exchange clothes. So cross-dressing Emperor. Let's see. So so armor, right? We're gonna have some armor, and you mentioned the helmet with the horns.
Yes, helmet horns.
They're not like Aries horns. They're more like horns, correct?
They're more like horns.
Yes. Okay. And here's the thing. All right. So if we are going to play on the double energy thing, so if we're having the Emperor as a woman, yes, and you want to show the male energy of the card, we can do that in a couple ways. The stance, so the physical stance, can be more assertive and, you know, like getting ready for war and all that. Also, we did mention we have a couple of weapons. So just in general, that's going to give a less feminine feel to the card. Yeah. And also, so the positioning. And so if we do a mirror or a projection, like a shadow of the Emperor on, say, on the backdrop, like if he's standing on the mountain, right, and you can kind of, you know how you can, there's like those plateaus that you still have the mountain behind, so you have the texture of the mountain behind. You can have a projected shadow, because you did say that you want to have like a deep, like a red, right? Is that the? Yeah. So we're looking at this red and also some darkness. So since it's red, you almost kind of have that like fire quality to it, right? Because it is Aries. You have the fire quality. And yeah. You could have the shadow that is being projected on the back of the wall. You can have a male projection, like a shadow.
I like that. You know what, in keeping with that, hold that thought, in keeping with that, you could also have a rising shadow behind the Emperor itself that was quite masculine.
Okay.
Could you have that? Could you have a rising shadow behind, as though the Emperor stands like this and this, right? And then behind is like that entire shadow and
you mean like a separate entity, or are you thinking still on the projected wall?
I think a part and part. Could we incorporate it into, say, totem animal like a bear almost, or could we could we accurately do like a shadow print that sort of
we can do a shadow, like you can have, it depends how close we go in the shot. So if it's like a close-up shot like this, like when you have a profile shot, depending how the light is shone on the face, you do have a projected image in the background. So then that could be, but you have to have a kind of a close-up in order to actually see features. The way to show that it's a male figure in the background would be to make it more robust. So you know, you could do it that way. The other way is to incorporate some type of an animal that would have that power, like you mentioned, like a power animal. So you could have something like that present, or I would say we did the reflection in the water in the swords. So I would I mean, you could possibly do a reflection again, but that's like a lot of reflective surfaces. I don't know if you want to be competitive in that sense. But you could also do almost like you said, like a shadow behind, but you could have like almost like a smoky thing happening, almost like a spirit.
Yeah. I'm thinking like ancestral spirit, like ancestral elder, like
happening in the background.
Think of it like, oh my God, I just got my hit of inspiration then. Think of it like, let's use let's just use the concept of Boudica on the mound, right? Ferocious chieftain of the Celtic clans. I'm not going Celtic for this, mind you, but I'm just using her because she is that female warrior for me personally that I can accurately picture. Imagine each and every chieftain of that same tribe going into battle with her in spirit each and every time she went out to conquer.
That's a nice idea. I like that.
Ancestral like sovereignty, ancestral
that's
sovereignty.
yeah, I like that.
Let's tick axe for certain, ancestral sovereignty for certain.
So we could have one or more or multiple like entities kind of backing her up.
Yes, multiple entities would probably be great, like sinuous, wispy kinds of, all with their own demeanors. Ooh, maybe we should make her Norse, because I like the way that a wispy Norse beard would sort of like come out of like this, like a spirited Norse beard, and maybe we should make her Norse. Could she be Norse? I want to go for a tribe that included women in their battlegrounds. And so I'm certain that the Norse, traditional Norse societies did, as did Celtics, as did Africans, as did Hapunui Indians of the Amazon. Various people did. They actually did introduce the concept of women on the battlefield, even back in ancient times. Maybe we should make her Norse.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to I'll sketch it out, but for the final sketch I need to do some documenting, make sure how to get her to look Norse. Okay.
Getting her to look Norse. I'm right now I'm going to find Norse warrior woman.
Did you want any tribal things on her face, or?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Check this out. The first Norse picture was, of course, from the Vikings. Lagatha.
Hey, I got the same one. Right?
Yeah.
Is it this one?
That's the one.
That's the one.
Now check this one out.
Okay.
See the wispiness in the background? See how there's wispiness?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that will work if you have a darker background, because you can
put a darker background there. Grab my red, infuse the red in different parts of the picture, as in like maybe the attire, even the blood on the axe could be the most vivid point of red in the picture.
I'm gonna draw something out, okay? Because I just had an idea. Let me find the paper.
I'm gonna save this picture because I'm gonna send it to you on Facey.
Okay. So I'll show you guys too. I'll show you my little sketch after. All right, so this is the, I'll do it here first. So this is the traditional, I'm just gonna do like the size, hold on. The tarot card is usually, I guess it doesn't make any, it's not a straight line, but if you have, maybe I need to draw it with a marker so you guys can see it. Let me grab a marker. This should work, I think. Oh, I have one right here. All right, so this is the card. So I'm going to show you two instances. So you mentioned the mountaintop, and if you have, well, first of all, we got to keep in mind that you're going to have some typography at the bottom. It's going to be borderless, but so you have the shield. You can have like the hand up with the, and then, so is there going to be a kilt? Is it a kilt, a skirt? What do you call it?
Nah. Oh, she needs pants. It's
pants?
Cold.
Okay.
It's cold. She needs pants. She needs breastplate. She needs some fur.
So this, if you're, can you see? This is a rough, just so you understand, like if you have the background and you can see all this mountain, you're not going to be able to get a good facial feature on this image. the card is also going to get small, right? Because your card is going to be this small.
Yeah,
Even if you so your facial feature is going to be something like this, very small. So you're not going to be able to see a lot of it. Okay. So if you do this, if you try and get her whole body in vertically standing, even though having her stand tall in a position that is like, you know, very strong, that's great. But in a drawing setting, it's gonna end up being very small. We're not gonna be able to see all what's going on with it. So there's a way we can do that. Maybe if we go, let's see.
Bring her in. We'll bring her up close because I'm looking at.
I'm thinking bringing her in, but the way to bring her in.
Look at this one. Like
yeah, something like that.
Also there.
But I don't know if I want to cut her, because the moment I cut her here, let's see if I can avoid cutting her halfway. Like, I want to be able to see, but maybe if we give it like a stance, like, hold on, let me bear with me here. Sorry.
I'm bearing.
Yeah. So the horns, the helmet. And then I have to sit it like this. So if she's like in a crouched stance, like almost like she's getting ready to jump, almost like
a movement, yes,
like almost like this animalistic, like a cat, right? Like a on a prey.
Like a pounce.
Yes, she's getting ready to pounce. So we can have like the sword, kind of, you can kind of see the sword. She can hold the sword. I'm just doing it really rough, and then if you like the position, then we can kind of move, and I'll get it a little.
Okay.
So this will bring her a little closer, and let's see how. So we can.
I'm just reading some of these awesome messages. Thanks, guys. I'm just gonna kick back a bit and see. Like,
wish I could pause, you know, and like fast forward, show you the, but it's not that.
It's not engaging. Thanks, Donna Nixon.
So,
Jessica B, Viking Shield Maiden, yes. Hello, Christina D. Oh my God, yes, an axe, of course. Yes, an axe.
So,
Christina D, Avalon, Anna is the, I'm just reading too many things. Anna is the artist for my deck, yes. I am creating the Emperor card now, if you've only just tuned in.
All right, so are you gonna still call it the Emperor?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so here we can do something like this. So if you have her, let me just pull this out so I can see. Crouched, almost like.
Hang on, let me pull you back up. Go.
If she's crouched, she has the horns, the hair. I was gonna say, like, we could have the hair flowing, so she can be crouched, and then one hand like getting ready to kind of stand, you know, pounce, and then one hand is a sword, or we can have like she can also have the axe or the sword, and behind we can have the tower.
Yes, that's exactly it.
So then
exactly
she's
it.
in the first
She's
place.
crouching.
So
She
okay,
can have
yay.
2 images. She can have 2 weapons. She can crouch, have 2 weapons. You can see much more diversity in movement
Yes.
there. I
So
like the aspect of movement. Can you
So I want
incorporate a fur on her?
a what? Incorporate
Can
what?
you incorporate a fur on her? Like
Fur?
if she's crouched. Yeah, let's say it's freezing freaking cold and the wispiness is in the background, right? It's part steam, it's part spirit of ancestor, like it could be various things. And then like if you like, I'm thinking like a fur with almost the head still intact, like really primal fur, like shamanic fur style.
Okay, with the helmet?
Yeah,
With
the helmet fur. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I can do. Let me just write that down. I'm gonna write it separately. Okay. And then what I was thinking, because this way you have there's a couple. There's the background, the foreground. So you have your attention's gonna be first is gonna be her, and then you're gonna see this what's going on behind. So there's no competing between entities there. So you have that, and we can also have like because we're going to be able to see her, right, the whole body, because she's sitting, she's crouched, so she is the ground can be like rocky ground, so like rocky terrain with like not spikes, but you know what I mean, like
That's it.
not a
That's it.
smooth surface, not a smooth surface, because
It has to be rugged terrain, rocky, rugged terrain. Slightly frost covered. Maybe slightly frost covered, like a little dappled snow.
No, okay.
Little dappled snow. I don't have snow.
We can do that. We can do that because then if we're looking for more of a darker setting. So if you have the deeper red and almost the black kind of burgundy kind of going behind, and you have like the shadowy figures. The shadowy figures might be able to the spirit figures, right? Because that's what they are, spirit figures. We can get them to be like, I think it'll look nice if we do almost like a blue and like a blue, I don't want to say fog, but like almost like watery blue wispy thing. I have it in my mind.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You know the opalescence of, say, labradorite, that purpley blue opalescence. Yeah.
Right here. Okay. So
yes,
can you see
that
it?
blue.
Yes. Okay. So yeah.
Yes, that blue. Yes, that blue.
Like almost like a tealy kind of thing, right?
It's like a
yes, like
that blue.
Because it'll be able to kind of come through. So, and then I'm thinking, so since she's this fierce thing, and she's like, the setting is, I want to incorporate some wind. So if wind can be shown through maybe her hair blowing, right?
Yes.
And then we got the sword in her hand, and then I'm going to use the marker. And then the axe in the other, right? And then you said you wanted to put in some symbols. Do you want to put in the symbols like you did in the earth?
So because she's Norse, I wanted to go, and because there's ancestor, I wanted to go for Orthala and for Is, for ice, and for that cold snap of winter. So they're two that just sprung to mind.
You're gonna have to email me these because I will forget. Actually, I have the live. Never mind, it's in the video, and I'll be able to replay it.
No, I'll email it to you as well.
So, okay. So, do we want to put that in the background like we did, like incorporate it in the background?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
incorporate
maybe
it into the background, even if they're floating as part of like the ancestral spirit energy, especially for Othala. And
okay.
to have that incorporated in a very wispy-ish way would be phenomenal.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm just going to check up on these.
Are you guys having fun? Hope they're not bored.
You know what? We actually have the beautiful Soren here, who is Norse pagan tarot witch. So Soren, I'm speaking to you directly right now. If you had to choose runes to embed into this card, what runes would you choose? And I'll just wait for him to respond now. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes. That's why I don't watch Kelly's live chats with wine anymore. Kelly does some great like live chats, doesn't she? Kelly from the Truth in Story. They're epic though. They're freaking long.
I don't have wine. I have tea. I forgot to buy wine. I was gonna buy wine. I was like, I'm gonna have some wine, and then I forgot to buy it. So,
Well,
oh well.
I
We'll have to do. Tea will have to do.
Where are you, Soren? Let me message you. Do I have your actual private message on Facebook? Soren, come back to me. Come back to me, Soren. Anyways, we'll wait on Soren. So let us proceed. So there's bound to be a few more. Hang on. Let me go to Dr. Google. You know what's annoying me at present? And this is just sidestepping slightly, but the fact that Bing is trying to infringe upon my Google, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, you know, they have to like.
I'm a Google.
I'm refining the little sketch here so that it can be a little bit more legible. And if you guys hear kids singing in the background, that's my daughter. So she's.
That's not a very. Okay, Anna. This is
Yes.
Othala.
Yes. Okay.
And then east is the straight line, is the eye.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
They're the ones I'm thinking just
It might be cool to incorporate one of them on the actual axe.
Yeah.
Like to have it almost like engraved.
Hang on, ancestral. I'm just Googling ancestral symbols and seeing sort of what pops up. But maybe I need to be including Norse ancestral symbols now that we have made our decision upon the culture. N-O-R-S-E. Learn how to spell. Norse, Viking, Asatru symbols. Symbol dictionary. I don't know about that. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm talking away here. But you know, Thor actually has a hammer that's really quite.
Yeah. But well, maybe. So do we want to not have a hammer if Thor has one?
No, she can't have a hammer.
But not a hammer. I meant axe. We're doing an axe, not a hammer. Never mind.
Does anyone know what the Helm of Ore is? Oh, I just found some really kick-ass kinds of little symbols here, but they're not very clear. So, Tiwaz, Algiz is Othala. Yep, Algiz. Yep, they're the two that I'd put in.
I'm refining the sketch. Okay, so I refined the sketch.
Yeah.
So this is what I have so far.
Ooh.
So. Yeah, I'm gonna turn on this light because this one's a little brighter.
Yeah, turn on the light. Yep.
You see it better now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so all right, so I can't see now. All right, so we got the hair kind of blowing in the wind. There's like a trying to, well, I attempted to dress her in some sort of a armor, and then there's the axe, and that's
Yep.
the sword, and these would be the figures in the background, and maybe we can actually have a little bit of this mountain background, like a little, like you can kind of see the background if you want. We can incorporate. You see the little mountaintop. And you're gonna have the type will be at the bottom here. So kind of like.
Could you have in the background there? Could you have like just a really vague shadow of an army, like on the mountaintop?
Like all the way at the top, or are you talking?
Well, not all the way to the top, but just like, you know, a really shadowed kind of army, and then like the peak, and then like some color in the sky. I'm not quite sure of the color now. I'm not quite sure of the sky color.
I'm a little hesitant. I will put it in if you really want to try it. The only problem is that since the figures behind her are going to be like wispy, if you put in anything behind them, then you're not going to be able to see it, because it's not a photo, right? It's not going to be a photo, like a realistic photo.
No, that's fine. That's fine then. Then leave it out. Leave it out, definitely. As long as that like landscape behind has that rugged look about it. I'm thinking like the color of the sky, because it's snow, it should be like kind of a steely gray.
The mountain?
No, you know what? What the fuck am I talking about? I live in a tropical island, so I don't know anything about snow. So for those who know about snow,
well, you're gonna be able to see snow at the bottom. Snow at the bottom. There's gonna be some snow here. I would not put it at the top, because you need a dark background in order to support these figures. So the snow would be like little patches of snow will be where she's like actually has her hand down and her body. Because we want to have this, so all this stuff can go around, and also the mood. So since you're gonna have this red, right, and the tealy, smoky stuff going on behind her with the figures, it's gonna be there's a lot of strong colors coming through, so you're gonna definitely get that Aryan quality in. What was I gonna ask you? So let me just work a little bit how on her face, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna move to her face, but I don't have space here anymore. So so she's like, the way I drew her here, right?
Fabulous.
Okay. You can kind of, she's like looking from underneath.
Yep.
Right.
You've got the stare. You've got the stare, right? Yeah.
So you're good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. That's exactly how I liked it. They're very.
So it's in terms of clothing, we said Norse, correct?
Yes, Norse.
Okay. Anything else that I'm missing?
I don't think so. I'm thinking. Stop it, Caspi. Caspi. Hang on a second.
All right, now I'm going to go through the chats and see what's going on. Oh, steel clashing of the swords. Yes, definitely. Tarot Alchemist can hear the steel clashing of the swords. Yeah, I can hear the fighting. It's going to be one tough, she's going to be one tough cookie. Hold on, I have to plug in my computer because it's going to die. I forgot to plug it in. All right. So how are you guys liking the the process so far? You feel like it's a good process? You get a first hand of tarot designing. Oh, thank you. I try. I have a good partner. She knows what she wants.
Sorry about that, guys. I have my little boy's homesick, and so is my little girl. Today, we actually scheduled this. Today is supposed to be one of those days where I'm mostly kid-free, but because both of them are unwell, they're home. They're being looked after at the moment. One is asleep. The other one's watching TV. I made 1,000 snacks for my son, and then I just had to check on him then. Sorry about that. Working mothers, working from home mothers. Anyways, now what I was going to say is, because I held this thought in my mind as I went through there, I like the concept of the fur, but I don't want it to eclipse anything. I want it to be part of the attire, and I want it to be appropriate for the region. But if there is any way to add incremental details in there, that would be magnificent. Like the type of fur, it could be bear, it could be what creatures? It could be wolf, it could be bear.
But did you want to incorporate the like part of the animal head on it? No.
No, I think because she has her horns on her head anyway, I don't think that would be. It's more the sort of like the strapping around, just more to create that extra dimension. So she's the emperor. She has a bear. She's clad in bear skin, and then you can bring in the totem energy of the bear from a more shamanic perspective, as in like consciousness merging with bone and skin and fur. And that can be part of the story of the emperor in that case, because the bear comes with that protective strength and that energy that is so tremendous in its way. And for her to be connected to that bear as well would be an interesting dynamic. So just as a detail, though, it doesn't need to be something that completely eclipses.
I can try and incorporate it in. I mean, you're going to see, where did I put it? You know, you're going to see part of the helmet. So that part is going to be, I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to go like, I made little lines because that's going to be the little fur. Yes. That's going to be fur. So I can put that in. So do you have any particular preference in terms of how many like spirits are behind her, or is it just as many as we can get in?
As many as you can get in. Like, I think, you know, the ones that are closest to her, they need to have some dimension, and then the ones that are sort of fading into the background to just give it that perception of there is enormous strength and ancestral energy behind her, and to create that depth and that dimension in the background, so she is like rich with that ancient spirit ancestral energy.
Do we want to have any do we want to have one of the individuals, that one of the spirits, kind of have a hand on her shoulder? Yes, a hand on the shoulder. Okay, so there's like this kind of like guidance from, they're not just like sitting there, they're actually doing something.
Watching on. This is a warrior tribe. They're not watching on. Everyone wants to do something, you know?
Yeah.
These were motivated individuals.
So I'm going to write this down because I'm going to put it down. So, okay, so spirit guide, warrior.
I have a question that may seem, you know what, I'm not going to ask it because stupid questions should not be said out loud.
What? You don't know if it's stupid if you're not going to ask it. It might not be stupid.
You know, I'm old enough to know what's stupid these days.
Okay, so I'm gonna so we got the hand on the shoulder, and then the symbols.
Okay, I'm just looking here at Viking. I found this page. It's called Viking Pets and Domesticated Animals. I don't know why I'm here, but let's have a look. There's always fucking cats, isn't there?
Well, if you want any animal in there that will be visible, a bird would work in there.
No, I was more interested in, one moment,
The penguin?
no. Fuck off, not a penguin. Yes, I want a loving Adelie penguin.
A fluffy, like cute little penguin walk. Made an entrance.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, no, maybe it's not a stupid question. Wait. So the Norse tribes were considered Arctic Scandinavian countries. Do they have polar bears? Does anyone know the answer to that question? Polar bears in Norse culture. Because the fur of a polar bear would be awesome. But I don't want to put an animal that completely doesn't belong to the geology of that area, unless, of course, they're conquering a space in time that does have polar bear. In which case, I still don't think that they would be clad with polar bear, mostly because they'd be coming from home with their own garb, won't they?
Yeah. Unless their clothes got lost and then they needed to get polar bear skin.
Yeah, let's not pull too far.
So I think I'm in a good spot with this one.
Oh, that's good. That's good. How much room do you have on the axe and the sword to add any detail? Do you have any room whatsoever?
Well, I mean, if I keep it this way, the way it's drawn, then you would have this much room to put on the axe. And then the sword, you're not going to see the handle of the sword because she's kind of holding it this way.
Yeah.
So the way she's like standing, so you're actually seeing her hand, not the actual handle of the sword. And the way that the sword's coming out at you, it's almost at an angle, the way it's drawn out here. So it's going to taper off perspective-wise, right? It's going to go from, it's going to change perspective a little bit. So you're not going to have a lot of space on the axe. You can put, if I incorporate a shield to the side, like if we put a shield on the side, if I put a shield right here, then you could probably write some symbols around the shield.
I like it.
So if I draw,
I'm just looking. I'm looking at Viking axes here for the shape, because you know how every culture has a different shape for axe. That's a Viking shape, as opposed to
the Mohave. I like that shape.
That's an awesome shape. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not even talking about. Like too much detail. Just like a little design, just something that looks a little designy. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to
put that in. But also, I mean, when it gets shrunk, because the image, even though I'm going to make it big, when it gets scanned, and you're going to see it, but you're not going to see as much detail on it. It's just going to give you
the detail itself. It doesn't need to be there. It's more just to give it like a kind of like a texture. So when you look at it, you can see that there is detail there, but you'd need to magnify it. So that's fine.
Looks like people like the shield idea. I'm reading the
shield. Yeah.
No, everybody kind of likes the shield. There's an elk.
I think it's kind of that shield maiden, mojo.
Yeah. So I can put a shield by her, right? Because she's getting ready, so the shield can be by her. But do you want to put it any type of an inscription around her, right? Do you want to put anything on that shield?
Hang on, I'm going to Google Viking shields. Traditional Viking shields. Let's see what Dr. Google brings up.
See, like this. So I'm going to position it kind of like that.
Fabulous. This is what I've got.
I can't see. Well, okay, now I can see.
I'm going to send this to you.
Yeah, just email me that.
But these are all very wood. I would like some more metal in this one. It won't be historically accurate as a result of it. But let's see what else I can find.
People are saying, some people are saying the shield will take away from her crouching pose.
Look at the fucking awesome shield I just found.
That's a pretty shield.
That's an awesome shield.
That face, are those faces on it?
There's faces and wolves and stuff. There's like Viking dude, wolves. There's a boat. Looks like a freaking tattoo.
Yeah. That's a scary shield.
Gifts from Kings Avalon, but brown bears were commonly. Okay, Jessica B tells me that polar bears were considered gifts from kings, but brown bears were commonly kept, it seems. But in law, I believe it just scrolled up.
So people are saying that shield is taking away from the crouching position.
Hold it up again, please. Pretty please with sugar on top and a plum.
Here, I'll turn off the light. Can you see it all?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it might. It depends. I don't know. I don't know. I quite like it. I don't mind it. If it, I don't think it encroaches too much.
Can you see?
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Can it be? We could still have a shield there. Can it be? You could technically, my battery's going flat too, by the way. You could technically have it like where she is, she's crouched down. She could have it leaned on the opposite side of the, I'm going to say wall, but what I mean is the opposite side of the card. So she's there. But then that doesn't make sense to her crouched position, does it? She has to be fully armed. Hang on, I've got to get my plug.
Okay. Yes to the shield. Jessica says yes to the shield. Dylan likes it. I'm scrolling through. Okay, I missed a lot of stuff. Jessica B, for practicality reasons, they always had shields though. Yeah, that's true.
What's true?
They are warriors though.
Yeah,
well, I could try and make it so it won't take away from the What?
She's a warrior, so she wouldn't be able to go into battle without a shield, yeah?
Divine Gypsy says, make the shield smaller. Have it smaller.
Well, the shield could be incrementally smaller, but she has to have a shield. Like, she's going into battle, so she absolutely has to have a shield. You wouldn't just go into battle unarmed. Yeah. So, well, she's armed, but, you know, without a protective tool. It's the positioning of the shield that might have to be slightly adjusted.
The shield is behind her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can...
Yeah, it could be behind her a little bit.
So...
Yeah, that could work.
You know, like, so you wouldn't see this this side, right? So it wouldn't be overlapping her, but it would be like behind, like you can see it peeking.
Yeah. Through. Yeah, I like it.
So let's see if I can do this. So, are we just doing this one card today?
Yeah, I don't think we've got any time to do a second one. Although I've had a cracker idea for a good death card. And a bit of an idea for the three of swords too.
I like the three of swords. I know people are.
Oh, it's a beautiful card. I like all the cards, all of them, except for the Hierophant in just about every deck.
All right, I'm just going to do this really quick so we can kind of see what it would look like if the shield was behind. I have a feeling one of my kids is peeking through.
My son is
I can feel it. I can
talking to me.
I can sense it. All right, so if she's like this. Yeah, I was thinking of the death card too, because the death card, like there's a lot of cards that show like just the face of the death card, you know, the the personification of death, right? So you just see the face.
Mm.
But I was thinking like, it'd be nice to do something that'll have like that, just not focus only on the positive, the negative side, you know, just also the transitioning aspect, the metamorphosis of it, you know. So
yeah, I agree. There has to be that metamorphosis energy embedded in there.
Okay, so let's do this again. I'm just gonna draw her. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. She's right there, and the shield can be behind.
So, folks, don't you think that Anna is just simply like amazing at what she does? Like, look at how she works. Look at how quickly she plucked that out. Just in her idea, her perspective.
It was there. It's in the ether somewhere.
It was in the ethers.
I just got it. It just went to Australia and just plucked it out of your head there. All right, so you showed me a shield with that kind of thing in the middle, like a stone. It looked like a stone, like a black stone, right?
Yep. I'm just reading one here. The links would be good. This is from Amy Palmer. Links would be good as they have light grey fur and a link to the goddess Freya. Yes, to a shield.
All right, so, you know, obviously this one's a little more rushed than the first one. So, but you get the idea that the shield is behind, right?
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Hold on. Here's my mouse. Okay. All right, so this is, so the shield would not be in front. It would be peeking from behind her.
Yep. I like it.
So I'm going to write this. Okay. And you're going to send me that the picture of the shield.
Sending the picture of all of the shields.
Oh, okay.
All of the shields that I have found. Hang on. I have to download this one. All right, I'm going to do this now so that no one can say I haven't done it.
Oh, there was one thing I wanted to ask you. In terms of age, like how old is this emperor? Like what are we thinking here? Are we thinking a young, middle-aged, and older? Like what?
I'm thinking younger, mostly because the vast array of emperors that existed are often depicted as old bearded men. So I want to go against the old bearded men. I'm not talking about teenager, but I am talking about like 30s to like 40s, which to me is young. Not baby young.
Okay. So 30. Like 30, 40?
Yeah.
All right. 30. So we're not doing any wrinkles. That's what I'm getting at.
We're not doing wrinkles. No.
we're not putting
war paint. You can do war paint, but not wrinkles.
Okay. All right. So we're not doing like a crone emperor.
No crone emperor. No.
Okay. I got the photos. Three photos?
Yep. 3 photos. Yep. Everything that I've sort of looked at. Are her hands visible at all?
You can see. You're gonna see. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do this pose for you. So you can kind of see this hand, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna see the part of the fist.
Yeah.
And you will see her. I guess the way she's sitting, the left hand. You're gonna see her hold the axe. So you're going to see the axe, the hand holding. So you're going to see this. If you want her to have any type of, like those warrior, not bracelets, I don't know what.
Cuffs, the cuff itself.
Cuffs, yeah.
Yep.
Cuffs on her arm, right? On this arm. The one that's.
Yep.
Then we can maybe put something on it if you want to write something on there.
I'm just looking. I'm going to look at Viking warrior cuff. Viking warrior cuff.
Shield maidens.
Shield maidens.
Somebody wrote. Hold on. Is it Laffy? Is that how you pronounce it? Laffy.
The green fairy.
Okay.
From what I'm looking at here, Anna, they didn't use metal.
No?
They used wood and leather.
So
but I'm not 100% certain on that just yet. So this is just a preliminary Google search.
In all the movies, they're all wearing like metal shields and metal armor.
Hang on, I'm gonna insert the word traditional here. Traditional Viking.
Gypsy is happy now. Okay. Good.
Hey. Oh yeah. Alrighty, traditional. Yeah, there might be. I just don't know if this is historically accurate. Oh, ancient Viking armor did not look like we thought it did. Okay, we've got a broadsword. Give me another picture. Don't just tell me about it. Talk to me. Right, you're useless. Let's not listen to you. Medieval collectibles. Let's go into medieval collectibles. This one I think says die.
Well, no. I mean,
this looks like cosplay.
I'm pretty sure they had something, because I remember
they would have had metal because they have metal swords. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I actually did some research one time. I was looking for some costumes for something, and they did have. I remember seeing these kind of cufflinks that would go around. So. And obviously the swords, you know, they had the swords, and they also had that spiky. See, I'm not good with war stuff, but it looked something like this. I don't know what you call it. It's like no, it's like this. I know what it's called in Romanian. I don't know what it's called in English.
What's it called in Romanian?
In Romanian, it's called buzdugan.
Yes, buzdugan.
All right, this is what it's like. It's like this. It's like a stick. It's like
yeah. That's a club, isn't it? That's like a club.
Is that what it is?
It's a type of club. Yeah.
It has like those spikes that really hurt people.
Yeah, I think forearm, forearm shielding of some description, whether it be hard leather or metal of any kind around the forearm, that would be ideal.
Okay, I'll look online too. I'll do some research and
see what you find that fits in well.
Yeah, I'll look, and I'm sure I'll find something.
Okay. I think we've got an emperor. I think we've got the outline of an emperor. So let's briefly talk color before we end this session.
Yes, color.
So color, because my idea of the emperor is, well, actually, when I see the emperor in my head, it looks more like the devil. So I need to just whoa Bessie. I need to whoa Bessie. Just come on back for it. I mean, obviously the Aries that it's in my chart wants to just rage. really loves being activated by working on this card. But I think that the use of red absolutely has to be there, but it has to be used in such a sparing amount. So wherever it's placed, it just fucking pops.
Okay. Well, do you want our hair to be red?
No, because whenever I think of red hair, I think, oh, actually, I think I'm just stereotyping now. Whenever I think of Norse, I think blonde women.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I think of Celtic, I think red-headed women. Now, really, that's stereotyping, isn't it? Isn't that cultural stereotyping?
Yes.
So, yes, maybe make her hair red.
I mean, we can
Like
do, it doesn't have to be fire red. It can be almost like a natural red, like a blondish red, you know? Like Botticelli's, you know, like the
Birth of Venus.
Yeah. That type of
That's
reddish.
actually, just quietly between you and me, my favorite painting in the history of the world.
Quietly between you and me with everybody else.
Favorite painting. Botticelli's Birth of Venus.
So we can do blondish red hair.
Yep. Blondish red hair.
The garb, I guess brown, and I mean, if it's metal, then it's going to be metal gray, steel blue color. So we have to figure out what it is. It can be metal with some leather, you know. We can have like some metal cuffs, and then like the torso, the part of the torso can be like leather, almost like a corset, I guess. But she's
Yep. If we can add some splashes of like some red leather or something like that, it's like some red, you know, just some minor splashes, just so that when it's there, it like just you go pop pop. You see this beautiful awesomeness.
Okay. And the horns. You want them real horns, or you think is, you know, I would not make them red.
No, I don't want to make the horns red. Just to be clear, I'm trying to stay away from fantasy art as much as possible. So I do want some historical accuracy. Those horns would be steel. They would be ivory in their tones, right? So a natural horn, please.
Mm-hmm. So the axe will be the one type that you showed me, with the decorations on it. The ground is going to be like rocky with some snow on it. So gray, dark. Okay, so the ground is most likely going to be like a dark brown with gray, dark gray, and then patches of kind of white coming through.
Yes, we've got some suggestions here, Anna. So we've got grey sky, red blood on the axe and sword, frosted ground, blood-stained axe like rust blood, or blood in the snow.
Blood in the snow sounds.
Gypsy, Divine Gypsy loves red. And Dylan Wilson says auburn hair. Lefevre, Queen Aslog from Viking TV show had reddish blonde hair. Nail it. Divine Gypsy, well duh, my hair is red. Norse pagan tarot witch, I'm a stereotypical Scandinavian, blonde hair and blue eyes. Right on. White with black tips or black. Ivory, yes. Right, so we've got taken into consideration Norse people had iron and copper. There's something to consider, Jessica B. The Vikings and Norse people had iron and copper. So copper has that natural reddish
kind of like coppery.
Yep. Amy Palmer says worn leather has a great texture and would look nice. Oh, the name of that thing, that club is a mace.
Mace? Okay. See, I would not have known.
A mace. Lots of people said mace and I just missed it. Sorry, guys, I'm catching up now. Did it have metal? A mace. Lots of people said mace. Super lots of people.
Do we want blood in the snow or blood anywhere?
Yes, blood in the snow. Why not blood in the snow? It's a battlefield. So we're incorporating the Emperor holding her ground, menacing crouch stance, blood in the on the snow. Like this is battle. This is battle grounds. Battlefields.
Okay. Teal, let's be spirits, and the background with the background is going to be dark red, and let me pull a color of red. Okay.
As long whatever dark color enables you to really make those spirits pop.
Swatches.
Words never uttered before. Swatches.
Swatches.
How to make ancestral spirits pop. 101.
But these aren't painting swatches for the walls. These are painting swatches for the computer. Okay, so I'm thinking like something deep, but it's gonna be like you know, and there's gonna be some black in there too. So it's pretty much how I'm gonna get those spirits to pop out. So probably something like that here. Like it looks pink, but it's not. Here.
That looks. This is Ciro Marchetti's Legacy of the not Legacy of the Divine. Divine. What the fuck is it now? It's his oracle. What's it called? Divine. It doesn't actually matter, but it matters. Where are you? This is the downside. Oracle of Visions, and this is why. This is why you should never aim to have 600 plus decks. Okay.
I don't have that many.
I don't have that many. I don't know how many I have. I maintain I don't know how many I have. I'll never count. My husband's been asking me to insure my collection, and I'm like, I can tell you there's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds because I've been collecting for the better part of 20 years. So this is the red. Like,
okay.
See
yes.
This is not coming up, but what I was wanting to show you is the transition between the red and the black here is a really nice. It's a really nice red color. Just that transition line, which is so difficult. Hang on, let me pull this up.
I think I'm ready. I don't have that deck.
So it's just that line right.
You have my deck. Can you pull out the back of the oracle?
Yeah. Hang on,
it's
up on my
red.
shelf. Where are you, my beauty? Okay,
so,
here.
So pull out the back. So the transition between the that in between
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yes, I like
got it.
What does your oracle think of this decision? Oracle of Echoes.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Echo to me this decision. What does the oracle think? Anna, what does the oracle
say? See, nothing like putting me on the spot there. Look at that.
Look at it. Such a good deck, folks. Such a good deck.
So I think I'm good. I think I have everything I need. I'm probably gonna have to do some research for the clothing and the wispy stuff. So, but I'm good.
Sorry, I was just reading some of these images, some of these things. Avalon, I'm not worried about quality of the card stock. No, it's going to be 400 GSM if I can help it. I'm only willing to go between 350 and 400 GSM. Anything below that is just not going to be, because I'm only doing this once, guys. I'm only whatever I print, that's it. I will not be doing a reprint. I can tell you this for certain. It will be.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Never
no,
say.
I can't say that. I can't say that. I can honestly say that. Because I don't want I don't want my deck to be a saturated thing. I don't want it to be like this big. I want it to be intimate, and because I am a YouTuber and I connect with people directly, I'm not some mass marketed person, the individuals that will come to my deck to purchase it will have a connection with me in some way, shape, or form. And that's not something that I'm willing to stretch beyond that.
But
Who
if
knows?
a publisher picks it up, then it's out of your hand.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. You know, we'll see how it goes. But I don't have any, right now where I stand, I don't have any desire to go beyond like a second print. But what I was going to say, though, what was the card you picked, Tara? It was Father Time. So I like the Father Time card. There's actually an ancestral card in that same deck, and I really like it as well.
You have a couple of cards in that deck.
I beg your pardon?
You have a couple of cards in that deck.
Oh, yes. I did. Still your deck.
So I wrote everything down. These are my little notes on the side.
Fabulous.
My little scribbles.
That's perfect.
Do you guys have any questions? We should probably like now we can probably have questions.
So I am going to take questions now. And also, if you liked this little hangout session, would you be interested in another one? Let me know. Oh, Jessie Murdoch. Hi, Jess. I'm going to smash the pre-order as soon as it gets online. If there's one thing tarot readers love, it's getting the limited edition. That's Lefevre. Yes. Look, I'm one of those people. I love the limited edition stuff. I think it's really special to have something that is not so outwardly available. There's a unique and a special, I don't know, energy to it. So I like that. This is not to say that I don't buy mass marketed, because I clearly do. But I do like the limited edition, and I just think it's very, very special. Okay, what have we got here? Definitely, yes. Oh my God, yes to another hangout session. Thanks, Soren. Definitely, I can't be here for the live version. I'll definitely watch the replay. Jessie says, yo. Yes, love another session. I have to get on Kickstarter then. And okay, so I'm not doing Kickstarter just in case, because I did say this at the very start of the video, but we've been here for a little while. I will not be doing Kickstarter. I will be doing Etsy pre-orders only, because Kickstarter was complicated with the way that I would like to set out the creation process of this deck. And so Kickstarter is not for everyone. I did look at Indiegogo, which was much more flexible, but believe it or not, Indiegogo is ridiculous with their behind the scenes fees. And so I wanted to really limit that and just keep everything succinct. So I'm going to do probably around 300 pre-orders, and when those pre-orders have sold, I'll be able to then fully fund the printing and payment of my beautiful artist and the printing process. So fingers crossed for me, guys and gals.
Didn't Ethany do it that way?
I beg your pardon?
Didn't Ethany have pre-orders set up on Etsy?
Did she? I thought she did a Kickstarter for her. No, she did a Kickstarter for her campaign, and I think she did it that way because of the printer and the fact that she was getting 1,000 decks straight up.
Oh, okay.
Because of the printer that she was going through. So I did have a quick chat with her. By the way, that deck is beautiful. I'm working with it for this season as well. That's the Awakened Souls Oracle. Beautifully put together deck. So guys, we're going to let me know when the pre-orders are up. I'll be putting up notice of the pre-order on YouTube and also on my Avalon's Apothecary Facebook page. Anna will probably put it up somewhere in her vicinity as well. And so that it will be blasted out there, and I'll put it on Instagram, and I'll put it on Twitter, and I'll just put it everywhere that I can possibly put it. And we will go from there. So that's what we're doing right now. Anna and I, we're trying to put together some images that we can utilize to give you guys a bit of a taste of what the deck is going to look and feel like. And we also wanted to include you in on this process because of how we work together, and I wanted you to see the synergy behind the scenes. So it wasn't just some robotic process. This is two witches talking to each other and bringing about that sense of realness and that raw, primal, aspect into the cards, and it's really special, I think, to be able to see that firsthand, and to be able to see that even in a live fashion. I would love for tarot creators to do this sort of thing, so I could have a little bit of a look into their process, and
Me
also
too.
to chime in.
I
know, right?
too.
And thank you to each and every one of you too for all of your suggestions, because cultural misappropriation is not something I want to be accused of in any way throughout this deck. And I do want to include such a diversity of imagery, and I want to go very cross-cultural. So the more people that I have shouting things out to me going, no, not the polar bear, the lynx, no, not this, the that, it's really helpful to the entire process, because it means that I'm hitting the mark, you know, each and every time. And that's so beneficial to me. That's so beneficial to me. Puts my mind to rest.
Divine Gypsy says everyone in this chat deserves a pre-order.
Yes. yes. For those who do hang out with us, if we do intend to do this again for our next one, which will probably be either the Three of Swords or the Death card, then I think that we'll take your names down. That would be ideal. We'll take your names down.
Sounds fair.
And that sounds pretty fair, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And we can give you a little heads up to say it's going on pre-order now before anybody else knows about
it. Watch, Etsy's going to crash. It's like everybody's going to go at the same time.
What did Divine Gypsy say? Everyone in the chat does it. Yes, I read that. Divine Gypsy, yes, Divine Gypsy, or at least 5 dibs. We can give you more than 5 dibs, because it is a personal process, and if you guys are going to follow on with that, you know, that makes me incredibly grateful and incredibly humble. You get to support a YouTuber, 2 YouTubers, you get to support artists and independent creators, and that's a beautiful thing. And as well as tarot people. We're tarot people individually. Anna creates tarot decks. She reads tarot as well. I'm just a tarot.
Check out my table there. See the table? I have like all my decks are on the table. I have no more space.
I love it.
These are all decks over there. I have decks in there. I'm running out of space. I'm gonna have to buy like.
That's exactly right. So we're not like anonymous people who have just decided that it would be great to create a tarot deck. I'm personally an individual that has been using a tarot deck for decades and have been collecting tarot for decades. I've been staring at the cards. I've been shuffling those cards. I'm intimate with my tarot decks because I'm so used to them. You can't put a deck in my hand and me not do anything with it. Like for meditative qualities, if I'm having any form of anxiety, the first thing that I do is come to my table and I start to shuffle my tarot cards, or my oracle cards, but mostly my tarot cards, to be truthful. And it brings me a sense of peace. It makes me feel like I am where I should be in that very moment. Even if I don't draw a card out, that is something that I do to assist me to ground and to center in times of high stress. In times where I've got 2 sick children right now, I'll just come in here and I'll just shuffle a little bit of a card and I'll just pop that deck down and it'll be great. How many decks has Anna made? She has made 3 and she's making a 4th. Oh, 5th. Actually, she's going to be 5.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, well, there's the Tarot of the Abyss, which is in the
I'm counting
process.
that.
You did. Okay, so yeah, the major arcana is down on that one. I started working on the minor arcana, but my kids got sick, so that kind of, my whole month of January was down.
Yes. Look, it happens. It happens. It happens. And this is a really slow process because we can't get together every single day to do this exact same thing. So, you know, Anna's going to take that image away and she's going to tweak it and she's going to twist it and turn it and she's going to do her thing with it and she's going to send it backwards and forwards. And then eventually we're going to go, yes, that looks beautiful. And then she'll say to me, all right, I'm going to add color. There's no turning back now. Once I add color, there's no turning back. I'm like, okay, lock it in. So when she adds color, that's exactly when that whole image comes to life. And because you guys have been a part of it, at our next hangout, we'll unveil
The card.
The card. We'll unveil the Emperor card in all its wicked full out color, and you guys can join in and actually see the entire piece, you know. And because it's only fair, you guys have been part of the process right now. So it's very exciting. So guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Anna, you're a goddess. You're a magical creatrix in your own right. So thank you guys. We're going to head off. Much love and many blessings to you all. Thanks again for your support and for hanging in there and for all of your contributions. We love you from heart to heart here.
Bye.
Bye.